Alright, welcome everyone. We've got another Backseat tournament game between Western and Echo. We've got Echo with the Franks, and we've got Western with the Teutons on Arabia. And I've got my co-caster here today, Sulla. Sulla, how are you doing today?
Alpha, I'm magnificent. I finished for Easter. I'm having a few wines. I'm casting Age of Empires with you. Life could be worse. How about you?
Yeah. I am just coming back from a Easter get together as well, and I am feeling a little tipsy as well. But I think that might make this cast a little bit more frisky. We shall see.
If anything, it will just dramatically improve the quality.
I agree. I agree. I think it'll make the cast that much better. Um, but so I feel like out of these two civs, I think you might be a little biased, but which civ will you
What?
be preferred right here?
Well, I mean, shootings basically have an advantage in every single way.
Yeah.
Better knights, better eco, just kind of cooler in general, and free murder holes, which arguably is the best bonus in the game. I would say. Would you agree, Alpha?
And herbal medicine. I mean, how can you argue
Wait,
with
they
that?
get that as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like
Even better than I thought.
how much gold does herbal medicine cost?
Like, at least 700.
That's so worth it, isn't it?
Alright, but but seriously, Alpha, right? Okay, Franks are Franks, right? But did Shootings have anything in this matchup? They must have a few things, right? All jokes aside.
Okay. To be honest, I do got to be honest. The Teutons will be preferred in this matchup, simply because both will prefer their cavalry. The Teutons don't get light cav, so the longer you're in feudal, the Franks will also be preferred. They also get basically free bloodlines on their scouts. It's a little. I mean, if you get the bloodlines, it's better. You get slightly more HP, but it's free with the Franks, as well as. On the knights, it's actually better once you get paladin and cavalier, as well as you get the extra armor. So honestly, um, the Teutons are almost preferred in every sense, almost. Besides the free bloodlines that I was saying earlier. Um, and also, if you start incorporating in the monks, which you don't see that a ton at lower elos, but that can happen. But like I said, the Teutons are almost a counter pick to the Franks. But we shall see how this plays out, right?
So I kind of agree to an extent, and especially if you're doing kind of night wars with, if you're adding in monks, or you might add in pikemen as well, right? Shootings have a big advantage there because their pikemen are a little bit better getting that free melee armor, and they have conversion resistance, right? Which, all jokes aside, is probably one of their best, if not their best bonus, especially in 1v1s where you see monks a bit more. If I was to be a little critical, Alpha, tell me if I'm taking this too far, but I don't think we're going to be seeing many monks in this game. Sorry, Western man. I'm sorry. Okay, I've never seen you do monk micro before. If you have, I will apologize on stream.
Yeah, I want to see the personal apology if the monks do come out. But I agree with you. I don't think we'll see any monks anytime soon. Monks are extremely micro intensive, as well as they're not a very common pick, because it's not the biggest thing that you think of. Whenever you're thinking of fighting and killing your opponent, you always think, oh, I gotta make infantry, archers, or cavalry. You don't think of, oh, I got monks and I got siege as well. You know, it's not the first thing that comes to your mind, as well as your unique unit, really. You gotta be thinking a little out of the box sometimes for some of these strategies.
Yeah, I agree. Just picking up a few things after watching these two players. Western seems to have got kind of the better eco layout, should we say? Although I'm just looking at these three sheets that are like 47 miles away from his TC, which isn't ideal. But Echo, on the other hand, so one thing, right, is there's this assumption if you're doing scouts, like, oh, I need as many vills as possible in food. But actually what you want, as Weston's scout runs underneath the TC, no way is he going to survive, okay, is that you actually want like 8 or 9 vills on wood after you click up. And the reason for that is if you can't build farms in feudal, then you can't screwed. So just looking at kind of the wood counts right now and food counts, I'd actually say Western's eco is looking a lot better, and he's up to feudal quicker as well. So that's pretty nice, I would say.
Yeah, Echo's been trying. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's been trying to push these deers. He was only able to get one of them in, but that's still not terrible. He got one extra in. However, he shot a sheep when he lost the scout. So we're doing okay. We're at least plus 50 over Western right now. But they're both going, or it looks like both are going scouts. Yeah, and in a one-on-one scout battle right now, the Franks will win in feudal.
Yeah.
And sorry. Go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is the advantage that Teuton's have in this situation, now that the Frank kind of berry bonus is over, is that the cheaper farms actually a seriously big bonus, especially because Western has got horse collar and double bit axe as well. However, because he's got both of those bonuses, he's going to be in feudal a little bit longer. I still think it's the right decision to make. So what I think Western needs to do before he makes a load of scouts is he needs to do 2 or 3 spearmen, secure his wood lines, make sure he gets those farms out, and then he can start mixing in some scouts as well. But it looks like, see, if I was in Echo's position, right, I don't know about you, Alpha. I mean, he's got a really wallable base, right? Other than the gold, the base is looking pretty nice. I feel like these walls are not necessary right now. If you're in this position with Franks, you just want to be getting those scouts out as quick as possible, trying to do some eco damage. He does have 2 in the south. Do you think he's going to get much damage in Mr. Alpha?
No. See, the biggest downfall, and you'll notice this at higher elos, especially when you've got a civ that's really good at one thing. So like Franks, for instance, they're really good with their cavalry. 9 times out of 10 they're gonna play into cavalry. So the opponent is going to preemptively make spears. Yeah. So he didn't even spot the stable, and he's already has 2 spearmen out, which is a pretty good play, especially against the Franks. And I wouldn't be surprised with him only making spears. Obviously he's making scouts now, but as the Teutons, I don't love that simply because you can't upgrade them too much later on. But both civs have a decent eco bonus. Frank's getting 3 horse collar, and the Teutons getting cheaper farms. With its, I believe it's 36 wood per farm versus the normal 60. I believe it got buffed recently. It's a really nice eco bonus. But I find it hard to believe that Echo's going to be able to get much damage in. And he's got 5 scouts out though. He's got a bunch of spears. Quick wall with the house. Oh my goodness. Is this Western?
Viper's playing. That was actually quite nice.
I don't believe Western's playing.
and you know what? Alpha, look at the eco right now. 10 farms for Echo. Almost 15 for Western. 15 for Western. Wow. 17 for Western. I mean, that's a huge difference. And that's really going to completely negate any advantage the Franks had at the start of this game. And look, he's got 2 spearmen, 5 scouts. He should be fine.
And he's got so much floating wood too, man. Teuton economy, man. What is going on here? I love Franks, but maybe I gotta change. What is going on?
I tell you were taking the piss at the start, Alpha, but that's an advantage. Yeah, West is gonna start going to gold now, and looks like he's going to get a much better castle time than Echo. The one thing Western needs to do right now, he has a bit of a crap gold. He needs to do maybe 1 or 2 more spearmen, because this is a lot of scouts now. This is 8 scouts, 9 scouts. He's going to absolutely clean this army, even with the 2 spearmen. Western needs to not... He needs to remember that these scouts that he's got right now are pretty rubbish compared to these Frank ones.
Yeah.
He needs to add in a couple more scouts here. And these villagers on the goal, man. Oh, I think Echo can take this fight, man.
I think he can take the fight, but not very effectively. He needs to get upgrades. There's 2 spearmen mixing.
Oh no, I think it's enough. It's enough.
He's got a 3rd spearman. Okay, the ratio with spearmen is 3 to 1. If you have 3 to 1 versus spearmen, you're doing okay. Okay. Oh, that was. Okay, he came out okay from that. But I would like to see at least the forging upgrade coming in, especially when you're attacking spearmen and you're gonna
this is a good fight for Western. No, oh no.
This is playing straight into the Teuton's hands. They want to play more spearmen. They don't want to play extremely long feudal. He is getting the forging upgrade, which is a bit surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, I would like to, Alpha. I think I would have liked to have seen the infantry armor upgrade right now. It just means you can take another hit from the scouts, and that's another hit from the spearmen, right? Which is doing a lot more damage than 1 damage from the scouts, right? Weston just needs to be careful. He's got 4 spearmen. He just needs to put those on his gold, and he's going to be completely fine.
Yeah. Okay, I love these walls, not gonna lie. I mean, it's not completely walled, but he's focusing where he's being attacked is straight up. It's not fully walled, but at the same time he's not completely open everywhere.
Yeah.
Echo's doing a similar approach. He is working on fully walling this eventually, but he's on the aggressive. So he doesn't need to have these done completely right now. I would love to see Echo stay in feud. Excuse me, keep burping. I would have loved to see Echo get his upgrades before taking some of those fights, but honestly now it's just a race to Castle Age. Western's got the better eco. He just finished wheelbarrow after this last bill. He's going to be clicking up the castle. Wow! Honestly? Look at how perfect his eco is set up for that too. I mean, he's got a little floating wood, but that was insane.
Yeah, my only concern, I mean, look, 25 farms is incredible, but it's actually probably too many, right, Alpha? I think ideally you'd have a couple more on gold right now. Now he could do pikeman defense, but I think ideally you want to be going into knights at this point because, like you said, if you've got all the upgrades, the Tudor knights are a little bit better.
Yeah. Completely agree. Okay. Yeah, right now you want to. Oh, he is getting the gold mining upgrade. That's the coach coming in. I don't think that would be a normal thing he would think of. But yeah, like you said, I agree. Take 2 off of wood right now. Throw them on that gold. You'll use all of that gold, and probably want even more because you'll want to transition to more monks as well because that's a little bit more of a Teuton thing. You can focus a little bit more on that. But I mean, for what he's doing, this is great. I mean, you can't be perfect with everything at this elo, but I think Western's doing a really great job so far. I know that the score says Echo right now. I kind of prefer Western. I'm not sure. What do you think right now?
I mean, it's pretty much the same, right? So Western's going to be there in 20 seconds. It looks like Echo's going to fully wall his base, and he's also got 7 spearmen. So I don't think there's going to be any damage there. It's actually some nice quick walls working. So even if Western is doing those early nights, I don't think there's any room for them to get in right now. I wonder what Western's coach is, what advice he's giving right now. I mean, it's almost tempting just to play defensive, right, and just go into pikeman, but do knights counter pikeman, Alpha? That's the question.
So there's a little funny thing going around in the community right now. I don't know if you're super aware of this. Pikeman from Hera, pikeman does not counter knights early Castle Age, but will late Castle Age. It's kind of a meme going around right now. And the reason that he says that is because the knights are so strong right out of the gate compared to the pikemen. That once you get the numbers with the pikemen, they're okay. But pikeman upgrade's expensive. But the pikeman upgrade is going to be a great long-term investment, especially in a Franks versus Teuton battle. For both of sides, honestly. But early Castle Age, no. Late Castle Age, yes.
Yeah. And what do you think about the Frank player going straight into pikeman?
Man, I don't know. Straight into pikeman, that's rough. I feel like as a Frank player, you need to get a couple of knights out at least. I don't know. I feel like both civs just need to go knights pikeman.
Yeah, that looks like exactly what they're going to be doing, actually.
Yeah, and it's tough because the Frank player, or sorry, the Teuton player from here on is going to be preferred.
Yeah, this could be a rough fight for Weston right now. Oh, I'm not sure he wants to be taking that fight. Maybe downhill would be good. Yeah, I think
oh, this is a great battle for Weston. He didn't lose a single knight, I'm pretty sure. Now, if he's smart about it, he just pulls these knights back, and he just heals them up. Oh my goodness. Don't lose that knight. Oh, watch this. Pull all these knights back, and just heal them up. He's got another knight. Okay.
And what are these three vills doing forward? I honestly don't know. Was there going to be a forward siege workshop or something? Like, I truly don't understand.
That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure. It could have been this way. But yeah, that's well, you got 2 kills off of that. It looks like this last one's gonna run off into the distance of a wolf attack. Yeah, he's just gonna pull these back. That was honestly, I know that Western did straight knights against against Pike, but he's just gonna pull these back. He's gonna heal them up, and there's brand new knights at this point. Kind of like what I was going back to what I was saying earlier. Early Castle Age, knights kind of counter pikes, but late Castle Age, quite a bit of a different story.
Yeah, and also some good coaching coming in here. I assume Weston's gone for the attack upgrade on his knights first, which is the correct thing to do in this situation if you're just fighting melee units. He does need to be careful with this hill though. Ideally, you want to just get your army up on this hill with the relic on, and you're fighting downhill all the time, right? But just looking at knight numbers right now, 16 knights, 7 pikes for Weston, just 13 in 4th Echo, and Weston's 5 vills ahead. So, Teuton's OP Alpha?
I am, by the way, for anybody watching, I'm a big Frank lover, and Sulla is a big Teutons lover, so this is very much an inner battle between the two of us currently. Okay. But yeah, I believe the Teutons is favorite.
I think the main problem with Teutons, right, and this isn't like new controversial opinion, but the lack of husbandry just makes everything absolutely painful. I'm just looking at this TC for Weston in the north of his base, Alpha. Is there a hole there on the wood line?
I don't believe so. I think there's a tree right next to it. I believe that's what you're talking about.
I think it's fine for now. He is trying to get in the top though, and he probably will get in, because Weston's going to have to delete that farm and do a building. Is his micro going to be that good? Sorry, Weston. Oh, wow, no. No way.
Okay, so
that's going to be a horrible race.
They're both in each other's bases.
Yeah.
It's currently a base trade. Does neither have fletching? No, neither of them have fletching. It's just a base trade.
But Echo's defending a lot better, Alpha. He's got knights at home, his garrison is PC. Pike's coming out as well. It's going to take a very long time for Weston to clean the back of his base. And all of a sudden, Echo's on a 6-vil lead. That's a big swing.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I realized that Stuart's name was still in the title. I'm going to edit that out. I erased part of Stuart's name, but it's now Echo versus Western. Sorry about that, guys. I erased the cheater part and everything. replaced it with Echo. I didn't erase the Stuart part. That is a pro caster strategy there.
You know what though, Alpha? I think Stuart would be pretty happy if he was playing this well, because I think both. No, seriously. I think both players are playing pretty damn well for their elos right now. We're seeing solid transitions, good strategy. I mean, look, Weston's expanding his eco out. I think this is pretty decent play, in all honesty.
No, I completely agree. I think they're both playing extremely well for their elos. Oh, okay, this is going to be a denied TC on the right side.
It's rough.
A 2-Vil TC is rough, and it looks like Echo is almost prepared for that. He is literally, oh no, he's going to lose this TC.
He's got to delete that, man. Oh, man.
What, looking at the res? I don't believe he got it. I'm pretty sure he lost all that.
Alpha, have you noticed Echo's gold count?
It's not bad to have it there, but you would love to see it in other places.
I think when there's a lot of fighting going on, right, you just don't have time to make farms, and you're just tasking all your villagers to the same res. He is doing something about it now. He's putting some vills on wood, but yeah, I mean, you need to be getting kind of to that 20-30 farm point. Weston's got a similar problem, actually. Maybe he just hasn't been producing vills for a while. I'm not sure, but yeah, guys, one of the big things when you're at this sort of elo, if you can get your eco balance right, you will go up.
Yeah, eco balance is literally half the battle. Just being able to have your eco in the right spot and being able to afford exactly what you want at the right time is literally half the battle sometimes.
Yeah.
And it looks like, I mean, Western is just handling it much, much better. He's got not only more bills, but I feel like his farm, I don't know, actually. I don't know why his eco balance looks so much more out of whack. Maybe he has more knights or more upgrades or something along those lines.
Yeah, agreed. Do you know what though, Alpha? I'm just looking at the gold situation right now. Weston's almost done for winning his base. He's got one to the right side. I'm very surprised that TC didn't go on that gold. It would have been made much more sense going on the wood as well. Just looking at Echo, he does have that pretty safe gold in the back. I'm not sure if he spotted it. But right now, Weston's got to be a bit armor lead. I just don't see either of these players going to imp anytime soon. And that's the issue, right? The Tuans, I would argue, have a big advantage in Imperial. Assuming that they get what they need, right? The Teuton Halberdier, the extra armor on the knights, it's 2 extra melee armor, which is a big deal, right? You would assume the Teutons have a big advantage. 5th TC coming down from Western now. That's a lot.
That is a lot. I mean, he's got the build advantage. He's just committing even more to it. And Western's almost, challenging him to say, do or try to get damage on me,
Yeah.
But he's got the pipe. He's got the pipe stuff to guard his base, and he's just gonna get his own damage on Echo's base. I would love to see the fletching upgrade coming in from Western. He's committed this much already to. Oh no, that was painful to watch these these nice ones straight past these pipes.
Oh man.
If you're gonna be sticking this much into Castle Age, oh, it's gonna handcart. Yeah, I mean, you gotta start going a little bit more defensive as well.
Alpha, look at the back of Echo's base. It's a horrible little gap. Oh, he hates it.
In his face too. Oh,
yeah.
All of those knights and those pipes.
I think Echo will win, but it's definitely not a good fight.
Oh, no. If Western doesn't win this battle, I'd be surprised.
I think Echo just about wins, but it's a terrible trade. And right now, he has absolutely no eco, right? 2 on, 1 on food, 1 on wood. This is disaster. No gold in the bank, keep boosting units, not enough to produce pikemen. 48 bills, almost 20 bills. Is this GG Alpha?
It may as well be, honestly. He lost his entire army. He still doesn't. He can't even fight the army currently in his base. He's just gonna idle for the next 3 minutes to shoot all of these knights out with no flexing, by the way.
It takes forever.
There's a couple of knights inside of Western's base, but his. I'm curious if he hit the town bell on this way. It looks like he might have.
Nothing wrong with the town bell, alright?
But he's at least able to defend it. He cleared him out. I would love to see these workers go back to work. I mean, it still looks way, way, way better than that good base. Can't argue with that.
I think it's almost double the pop right now for Western, and if he just uses these knights a bit more aggressively and goes for the TCs, I think he's fine. Like you said, no fletching. He's still got a low military at home, Western, so I think it's going to be fine. Although 2 knights continuously annoying.
I saw those 2 knights they're dealt with very, very quickly, and we've got knights just taking out houses now. Like 135. Okay, well, he lost a ton, so he can afford to lose a couple houses. But yeah, this is looking very rough right now for Echo. And fighting underneath the TC like this normally isn't ideal, but when your opponent doesn't have fletching and you're just idling him and you can't even fight, you know, it's really not a bad play, to be honest.
Yeah. I think for what it's achieving, it's worth it. I would like to see more focus on the gold, because right now that's a big thing, the gold. If you can prevent the gold, then there's no knives coming out, right? I don't see any way back from Echo right now. He's got literally 0 wood, which is nice. And more mills going down right now in that bottom TC. That's it. GG. Very well played, Mr. Weston. I take back everything I said. You know what? You actually got a conversion as well. So I'm a horrible person. Sorry.
Western did. He did have two monks out. I've seen that. Yeah, I want to see the apology.
Western man. No, do you know what? I really enjoyed watching that. That was a good level game. Like, it's really nice to see actually, Alpha, because I know we joke and make fun of some of the ballers and stuff, but that was a good game, and I think both the players showed that they can play above their current elo, which is nice to see.
Yeah. I'm curious why in the stats it says 0 conversions, but
No. Well, maybe I don't have to apologize.
I'm pretty sure he got a conversion. Did he?
Weston, you suck, man.
I swear he did, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember watching it. Maybe I could watch this back and maybe we can go from there. But I thought he did. I don't know. Anyhow, well, hey, all right, guys. Well, hey, we're gonna switch over to the next game. We'll be right back in a couple minutes. Give me 2 seconds. All right, everyone, we are back. We've got the next game of the series, and let me update the score real quick. We've got Western up 1 against Echo. We've got Echo with the Teutons, and we've got Western with the Portuguese. And Echo had picked this map since he had lost, and we're having some nice friendly good luck, have fun. That's you too. And we've got Western with the Portuguese. I gotta say, I'm probably the biggest fanboy of the Portuguese, and Sulla loves the Teutons. So this is another inner battle between the two of us. But
I wonder what the Portuguese are gonna do.
they definitely are not gonna do a castle drop by any means.
That would be crazy. Who would ever do that?
I mean, it's definitely not their strong suit, you know?
Okay, but here's the question, okay? Will Echo know that this is going to happen? Presumably, at least his coach is going to know this happened, right?
Yeah. I mean, his coach is going to be crazy to not understand that the Portuguese could go for a castle drop, right?
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, even in the late game, it's not like the Portuguese have a terrible matchup against Teutons. I think Hal Arbalest is pretty damn good.
No.
I was going to say, Alpha, did you, as much as I love watching Farming Simulator on Arena, did you want to skip forward a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Where would you like to stop? Right when they hit feudal?
Sure.
The biggest way to stop the Portuguese is going for a power rush, and the Teutons are amazing at their power rushes. They put so if he goes for a power rush, I know it's a little bit micromanaged. I would prefer that. It's kind of difficult for a lower elo to go for that. So we shall see. He was thinking about going on stone, but he didn't. He stopped. Looks like we've got standard build-up from the Portuguese as Western. I want to see. Okay, he's got one stone. He's done 4 times forward. I'm going to speak through a little bit of what's going on before we stop soon.
And that's a really early feudal from Echo.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say was, if he goes, is he sending any bills forward? No, he's not. What is he doing? Okay, so this isn't a crazy early uptime. That's a standard fast castle for 25 miles that he could possibly do. I'm at 11:55 currently. By the way, so. I'm curious why he went on stone. Is he going just for selling the stone and mining more stone, maybe?
4 TCs? I honestly don't have a clue.
He went on gold as well. I don't know. This is a very weird build-up for the Teuton player, honestly. I don't understand going for the stone as well as the gold. Because that's a very common build. I do that all the time, where you just go on stone and not gold, and you just sell a little bit of wood or stone in order to get the gold that you need. But he didn't go for the selling, so it tells me he's going to potentially just try to boom now. I don't know, which kind of plays right into the hands of the Portuguese, because it looks like he's got some on stone, not nearly enough. He wants to drop the castle as soon as Western hits castle age though. Shall see though.
Sim.
Do you think we're going to be seeing Fatoria weirdness? Or
Possibly. I love to do that. That's one of my favorite strategies is all in 1 TC, throw a fast castle with a castle drop, either front of their base or just inside your base, build a couple of organ guns, and then go 1 TC up, buy your way up to the imp, and then drop Fatorias. Now the Fatorias are not very pop efficient. However, when you throw down a Fatoria, it's like 13 bills, but it costs 20 pop. Like I said, they're not super cost efficient, but it's infinite res, and it's a really good boost to your economy, especially if you're going 1 TC, which is part of the reason why I love it, because you can go for a super aggressive strat and then instantly throw down a whole bunch of economy with basically very little cost and low repercussions.
There's an argument, Alpha, that Fatorias are kind of dumb and stupid. Mostly because it means that the Portuguese player can basically get away with some kind of clown economy. Take the bias out of you if you can. What's your honest opinion?
I will be honest, I think it's a little broken, just simply because whenever I'm playing Portuguese, at the end of the game, I have probably about 40 villagers, plus 4 Vitorias, and I've got about 4 or 5 on food. Like, that's it. Like,
oh, man.
Honestly, that's probably too much on food, honestly. Like, everything's on gold, stone, and wood. And by the time you run out of your gold and stone, you're just relying on your Vitorias, and those are enough because you're just throwing down your bombard towers, and you're not losing a ton of gold units to your organ guns, because by the time you have like 30 or 40 organ guns, and if you lose that mass, you're kind of screwed anyhow.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And Alpha, we're seeing Western come with some very sneaky builds on the right-hand side. Spearman as well, so playing quite conservatively, which probably is the right thing to do if he was expecting some sort of counter. He's going to go for the stone side. Now, I'm not a huge expert on this. With your forward builds for Portuguese cast drop, do you want them on the stone or do you want them on the gold?
You want them on the gold. I've actually experienced this firsthand. By the way, he's going to be able to see this with this gate. This gate has an extra couple of tiles of line of sight, and I'll show you right here. As you can see, with the regular stone tiles, you only get 2 spaces, but with the stone gate, I believe it's 3 or 4. I think that's 4, maybe even 5. But to answer your question, Sulla, you want it on the gold. For the simple reason that you're going to be buying your way up to Imperial. You're going to be using all of that gold to buy your way up. If you put it on the stone, however, you can either do 2 things. You can either sell the stone to buy food, which is not nearly as efficient as putting it straight on gold, like I was saying. Or B, you can do it for more castles, which isn't terrible. I don't like that unless you're talking about the Turks. The Turks are the only civilization that you don't want to be going fast Imperial against, because they just get a better fast imp than you. They get the instant chemistry with the bombard cannons, and honestly counter Portuguese at every turn because of the instant chemistry, and their janissaries better than those the organ guns as well. So I don't love this, but it's still okay for a Portuguese strat. It's still okay. However, he's done the exact best counter that you can do to this, and that is towers with guard towers. He can't do anything.
But he can just walk around it. Actually, no, he can't, because there's another guard tower. So guard tower is a good counter to this. I'm surprised, just because... Okay.
It is the best counter to organ guns. It's a little bit of an investment.
Wow.
But when you start factoring in how much
Sulla was
organ guns, it looks like lesser stuff are on another castle.
sure about that one. I mean, honestly, if it was just over on the left-hand side, denying the gold around the stone, I feel like that's going to be more helpful, especially because if the guy's main defense is doing towers, then you want to deny the resource that allows you to do that, right? Yeah, there's still an opportunity for those organ guns to go around. I mean, right now they're basically not achieving anything. Castle coming down, protecting the main gold. Probably, I mean, it looks a bit ugly, right? But it's probably the best thing to do in this situation. The problem right now is that shooters don't really have that unit to counter anything like this. Although the tower's getting murder holes. I know we were joking about it earlier. It's actually quite handy. And that castle's going to deny any kind of decent push on this side. And this is the thing, right, Alpha? If the Portuguese economy was set up to go imp here, you wouldn't be too worried, right? But it's not.
So, right now, and as you can see what Echo's doing, he's using the market of time. That's exactly what Portuguese players should be doing.
No, that castle, man. Why?
That castle's terrible.
What? Why?
All he's doing is taking the tower. Oh, this is rough. This is where Western is hurting right now. That second castle, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, I guess. That third castle, he doesn't even see any military. He's going Imperial. He did, okay. Sorry, what I was going to say earlier is Echo is using the market, and it's exactly what you should be doing. Honestly, 30 on gold right now, flying all the way to the flag. I know it sounds super inefficient and it is. However, when you're racing Imperial against the Portuguese, this is what you need to do. It sounds terrible, but it's what you need.
No, all I was going to say is 3 castles is denied 3 farms. It's just not good value. And I know there's some towers going down, but towers just 125 stone. Castles cost 650. Sorry to be patronising, but it's the truth. And I just would love to have seen those castles go down on the gold on the left, denied the stone, maybe a bit more ambitious up at the top right, denying that secondary gold. Just anything, really. And right now, Echo's just got a really solid defense.
Yeah, he's gonna, I mean, he's up to Imperial, he's near the way, Western's not even close, even if he's deciding to wood. Like you said, I would have loved to have seen that castle on the left side, at least mining some of that gold. On the right side, mining the right side gold.
Yeah. And Echo's now using that opportunity to put a TC on that gold outside his base, which is perfect. Trebs are going to start coming out, and Western is in a really bad spot. Even though Tunes don't really have the tools here to deal with the organ guns, it just doesn't matter when you get to imp, because all of this pressure is just denied. And just to put the ecos in perspective, Western has 11, Echo, well, it says he's got 16, I know he's got 14. Yeah. You sure?
Did he?
I don't know. He might have. I don't know. No, he would have counted it the last. Surely not. Surely not. Alpha, what's the ideal comp for shooters right now? Is it Onager or Convoy cannons? He did counter chemistry. Oh man, that is painful. But it doesn't matter. Alpha. I think when this castle goes down, is there anything less to do? Wow, the treads, man. Oh man. Oh, I've got so many kills. Mad. Yeah, and it is looking like cavalry armor coming in. I think Cavalier with some upgrades right now is more than enough. And just all the organ guns dying to the castle. Oh man. Oh dear.
Western, I know you're watching. This is not how you play Portuguese. This is painful.
I just wonder how this game would have played out differently if he'd gone to the left-hand side to the goal. I know it just seems like such a small thing, but I know it would have drastically changed the whole kind of way the game folded out. Do you think people don't go for guard tower defense enough against the organ guns? It's not really something you see every day, is it?
Yeah, I think it's the best counter to the organ guns if you're on 1v1. The reason I say that is because if you go for it in a team game with the guard tower, I've had it happen where they just make like 1 or 2 cars and you just go to the pocket and the pocket's not anywhere near ready for organ guns. And they just get yourself very, very quickly. In a 1v1 though, it's amazing.
Yeah. And this Ford Castle right now, no stone income for Western, no siege on the field, pikeman upgrade coming in, but with 62 builds, it's just not going to be enough. There is a tread back home for Western, but it's not looking great. I never knew that. I just assumed they couldn't miss because the building was too fat, but this is good to know. not even the second defense upgrade coming in right now. Against still no bloodlines to the Cavalier, but the numbers are there. It should be fine. As soon as these bombard cannons come forward and the eco starts getting disrupted. Yes! I mean, yeah.
See.
And if he gets this backward line, it's going to be a massacre. Yeah, and I think we've got to give the coach some credit there for Echo. It's just a well-structured defense. Knew exactly what he was doing, seemed prepared for the situation. I think if we were going to be a little bit critical of Western, we'd say wrong castle placement, definitely go for the gold, but also the eco behind it just wasn't set up for the quicker in. And if you castle drop someone and you're slower to imp, you're in trouble. And if you've got a worse eco, they're going to be treading down your forward castle first. What's have you got at that point? Nice to see the Teutonic Knights get some action, I gotta say. Didn't think we'd see them in the tournament. I actually don't know. Coach, give me 1 second.
I'm sorry. Looks like that is game. Good game. I believe where Western really Adrenaline, does that sound better, by the way? But I believe where Western really messed up was not only just going to the stone over here, that wasn't even terrible. I thought it was investing as many organ guns as he did. He got about 20 organ guns out, and he went 3 castles and wasn't able to go up to Imperial and just lost all of his castles from there on.
Yeah. And I think, like we were saying, those 3 castles, just weird placements. The best thing, or one of the best things about the castle, is securing an area. And there needs to be thought put into every castle placement because they're so expensive, right?
Yeah, exactly. You need to be denying a resource or getting something out of it in return. But we got a series on our hands. We got 1-1. We've got Echo winning this game, and Western winning the previous. And sorry about the sound, guys. I'm sorry if I just got a new mic, so I'm working on fine tuning that a little bit. So if you guys want to give me some feedback on the sound, just let me know, and I'll try to change it as the time goes on. But sorry about that if there will be any issues with that. Hopefully we can get that sorted out here quickly. But we will we're gonna switch over to the next game. We will see you guys here in a second. Oh, here, before I do that, I almost forgot. I'll show you guys the statistics real quick. Get the military economy is way higher for Echo. And that, well, another thing you guys also have to consider is with the Portuguese and their Vitorias, I think there's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a bug, but just something in the score with the Vitorias. The Vitorias don't really emulate the score extremely well. So keep that in mind. But Echo is way higher in the score anyhow, so um, just wouldn't be a big of a skill or a score gap as you're seeing. Um, Way higher KD. Um, Eco's way higher technology. Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you guys here in the next game.
Bye.
All right. All right, guys, we are back. Very quick transition. Like I said, let me know if my audio is messed up at all. I'll try to change it as we go throughout the series. But we are on Atacama with Echo and the Magyars and Western with the Franks. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's a strange pick, but it's a very, very difficult pick. Atacama is a tough map to play. What do you think, Sulla?
Yeah, man, I love Atacama from a viewing perspective because it's not easy to wall. In fact, it's pretty much impossible to wall. Your resources are kind of all over the place, difficult to defend, and obviously going out to that middle wood line is always a scary thing to do. And you've got scouts running around your base. You're trying to micro your army. You're trying to do your eco at home while you're getting attacked. It's just good stuff. And you've got kind of two of the best civs for it. You've got Magyars, cheaper scouts, free forging, really nice early feudal, and obviously got the Franks as well. Who do you prefer in this matchup, Alpha?
Oh, Magyars by a long shot, really.
Really? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Why? How come?
I mean, you're gonna be stuck in feudal much longer. Magyar's got a much more diverse tech tree, as well as like I've said this before, Franks are a little bit predictable. I guess the Magyars too are as well, but they get the +1 right off the bat. Cheaper scouts. I mean, it's an extremely aggressive map, and I love the Magyars. But yeah, I love the Magyars pick. Magyars is a extremely good pick for this map, in my opinion.
So, even with the free forging, the Frank scouts still win, I'm pretty sure. So, Western will have that, but just looking at the res, his berries, it is to the side of his base, but it's not exactly the easiest, most defendable thing I've ever seen in my life. Sorry, it's in front of his base, and definitely not defendable. Very easily, very exposed, right next to his wood line as well. So, some players choose to go to the wood line. Sorry, I'm just going to stop myself. Echo's wood line right here, Alpha. What do you think?
Why did he skip past the first wood line?
I really don't understand.
So, okay, actually, this could be a double-edged sword. So, he could I mean, sure, it might have taken him a little bit longer to get here, but it's much more easily walled as well as a long-term double wood camp. Like, let's say you get towered, now you can just throw up a wood camp on the opposite side.
True.
I don't know, actually. I don't know. They're extremely close, though, honestly. Especially
Really
with that wood
close,
camp.
yeah.
But I don't know. I know that the Franks are also extremely good cavalry civ, but I'm a big Magyar fan. I mean, I like the Franks as well, but Magyars just in feudal are amazing.
Yeah, and I think spearmen are a lot less effective on this map as well, right? Because you're just constantly chasing around the scouts. And if the other player has a half decent micro, you're just never going to get to them. There's no really like defensible choke points. Western going up with 19. Echo also going up with 19. I'm pretty sure we know what we're going to do. I'm just looking at Echo's base. Western's base. It's just absolutely terrible. Forward berries, like relatively forward gold with a hill right next to it. And the stone is just disgusting as well. If Western's getting a bad start to this game, Alpha, can't protect the wood line and the berries, it's going to be a disaster.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And just another little side comment, I think. A lot of people will try to go up on... actually, 20 pop is relatively... I wouldn't say late, but it's a decent time. But they both got 30 seconds of idle TC time. I would like to see them just queue up another villager, maybe, if they're idled for 30 seconds. But I guess I thought they were at 19 pop, which is why I was about to say something. But 20 pop isn't too bad. I'm curious. Okay, so Western knows that he's there. I gotta think.
I'm just Alpha. Western's eco is already looking way better
Yeah.
than Echo's. I know it's only small amounts, but these can make a big difference. Barracks is going to be pretty much perfect timing. Echo put down Barracks. Barracks is already up. Stable coming up straight away as well. So Echo actually doing a good job and using those buildings to wall in his wood line. Which doesn't look like anyone's going to be doing a forward tower or anything. Western's eco, especially the wood line, is seriously exposed. So this initial fight, I mean, I'm going to go as far as saying Alpha's pretty much going to decide the entire game.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, when on this aggressive of a map, the first 5 minutes of Feudal Age can decide the entire game. And especially, I know it's a small little bonus, but even having the forging on top of the spearmen is a really big difference when attacking the villagers.
True.
Adds up very, very quickly. Cheaper scouts as well as harder hitting scouts as well. I mean, I know that the Franks have more HP, but it ends out being about the same after you consider the extra attack. Oh, you don't want to take this fight. Okay, I guess it's not terrible with the forging. Not a second spear.
No. That was the difference though, wasn't it? You managed to kill that spearman a little bit earlier. And
okay, I guess Echo came out okay from that. But he shouldn't have fought those two spearmen. He should have just ran around the base
idle
a little
time
bit.
already, Alpha, though. That's the thing. Yeah, it wasn't the best fight in the world, but it certainly wasn't the worst. They're about equal trades, and there's idle time already. One villa ahead, small things, but adds up.
Yeah.
And he's actually taking his deer as well. Not sure the travel time is particularly worth it, but not as many farms as you would like right now for the Franks. And he's gonna get pushed off this wood line if he's not careful.
Yeah. What do you think about preemptive towers?
I think if you're playing a civ like the Magyars and you know you're going to have an eco advantage later in the game, I don't think it's the worst idea ever. The other thing as well is if you tower your wood line, what do you do about your gold? That's the thing. And Western's gold is horrible.
Yeah, it looks like Echo's going to be going forward with a forward tower, though.
Ooh, I like it a lot.
I thought about this earlier. I was going to comment, but I didn't say it out loud. This one tower denies both of his lumber camps. He doesn't see this, I'm pretty sure. No, he doesn't.
And there's no way he's stopping it either.
Too many spearmen. I mean, he doesn't have any archers either to counter that. Let alone enough spearmen.
I think that's really catastrophic, actually.
Yeah.
And there's no way he can disarm me as well. It's pretty decent. The forging, he's going to win against the Frank army for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's looking really rough for Western. Oh man, and where's he going to go? Where is he going to go?
That's a great question.
Spearman battle, let's go.
Dinka 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 dinka.
There's only one damage, guys, but you can see Echo is definitely getting an advantage, even if he's got a numbers disadvantage. Western fighting downhill, though, that's a nice little bit of micro. But the scouts, if Echo uses these scouts right now, oh no, and these wood lines Western is going onto right now are just so inefficient. This is looking really good for Echo at the moment.
Yeah, I'm curious if Echo's thinking of this, but he's going to be thinking that he's going to be going somewhere else for that wood line. He's got to be thinking, where is he going? And I'm curious if he's trying to find that, or if he's just going around trying to find damage. Probably a little bit of both. But yeah, this, like you said, that wood line on the right side that Western has moved to is going to be eaten up very, very quickly.
Yeah. Just checking the farm counts right now. 17 for the Franks, 13 for the Magyars. So that's the Franks eco right now. So it could be a lot worse for Western, but yeah, the long term is not looking good without those wood lines.
Yeah. Short term is looking a little bit better for Western because of the food count, like you said, but long term, because of these wood lines, it's rough. And Western's got to start thinking about that. Like I said, yeah, I know I said something about preemptive towers can be rough, but even if he was to throw a preemptive tower, maybe wall a little bit over here, and just even a watchtower on this left side to make sure he's not doing anything in front of this this left wood line in front of his stable and his barracks. I mean, that'd be a little bit better. But I don't know. Ooh, look at that mining camp next to that gold.
Oh man, Western man, come on.
It's not the worst, but I mean, one tile, man. One tile can make all the difference.
This is the thing right now. There's no way you can defend this wood line, and all these vills just getting dragged out. The scouts for the extra damage, just doing enough to pick up 1 or 2 vills. And this is the problem when you're on Atacama at this point, Alpha, right? You're trying to defend in 5 different places at once. Your spearmen are chasing scouts all over the place. It's just too hard.
Yeah, it's difficult controlling multiple areas at once, but that's what you kind of have to do. You kind of have to have these spearmen split up. You have to have like 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 here. I mean, just all spread out. And then
the only criticism I have for Echo right now is eco management. He's got 700 wood in the bank. He needs to be dropping a market, balancing his eco, or just dropping a hell load of farms. He's completely safe at home right now. Obviously, the majority of Western investment has gone into military. Western needs to be careful about producing more scouts. I'm not sure how helpful they're going to be right now. He just needs to be focusing on getting to castle. There's no way that he's going to be in a position to attack right now.
Yeah, completely agreed. Well, hey, you know what I've always said is, you know what else is balanced? 0. Western is balanced. I guess he's not nearly at 0, but bad joke. Oh, jeez. But Yeah.
2 on wood for Western right now. It's super rough.
Yeah.
Western says 1 on wood, pull up.
Yeah, I think maybe Echo's realized this a little bit, and he's just watching this lumber camp now. Honestly, just trying to figure out how to get down a lumber camp, putting a whole bunch of bills on gold, and just buying the wood and food that you need. Not the worst case, or not the worst idea right now from Western, but I don't think he's gonna think of that offhand right now. A little bit of a counter raid coming down on the south side. Gonna get, looks like maybe 2 bills. Nope, just 1. Guess a little bit.
We've got a 14 bill difference already. This is, I don't think there's any way you can come back from this. There's just no access to wood, and what can you do without wood?
Western said he had tried to put up a tower, but misclicked the lumber camp and didn't have enough wood left over.
Oh man.
Yeah, all the coach journaling.
It's true. It's interesting what you said earlier about counter-towering, because basically that would have solved all the issues right now.
Yeah, and you almost need to do fletching with that sometimes, though, just because the enemy almost knows that you're going to try to do that, and they'll try to find a better place for it. But with that 1 extra range, they can't do that sometimes. But it's just the little things. Like sometimes they still find a spot for it, but it's just the little things. It looks like he might try to take that tower out with the bills, maybe.
No man, I'm not sure I agree with this plan.
Oh, this is rough. He's gonna lose all of those bills doing that too.
Not against Forging Scouts.
Yeah.
No way.
Or even just wall that bill in with a palisade right next to it. That way he can't get attacked, and that way that bill will always be just attacking that slowly. Yeah, that tower's not gonna go down now. I don't know if I like this. He looks like he's going into archers. Why didn't he just try to go up to castle age at this point?
Maybe he doesn't realize how far off ahead he is, and somehow Western has clicked to castle age. I honestly don't know how, but
What?
Somehow he has. And the thing is, looking at Echo's really, really far ahead with Eco, extremely far ahead, but he's nowhere near castle age.
27 farms to the 10, and he's clicked up the castle. What is this? I mean, it gets a couple knights out, right? You might be able to defend some of this, but
I think Echo's just doing some weird upgrades right now. I don't really understand the archers and the spear. I mean, I guess it seems like an unbeatable combo right now, but he had an unbeatable army anyway. Maybe he's just going to try and sit on that hill and deny the gold with the archers.
yeah. Hey, Sealor, thank you for the raid. We're casting a Backseat tournament right now between Western and Echo. The Backseat tournament consists of a lower elo that's being taught and told what to do from a higher elo, and right now we've got Western sitting at about 950, as well as Echo. It's sitting at about I think we said 1050 or 1100 earlier. It looks like
I think he's actually 1100 alpha.
Is he 1100? Okay. But yeah, it looks like Stuart just sent some of the details if you want to check that out.
Ooh.
Echo finally clicked up the castle. I don't like how long he stayed in feudal, but I think he realized Western's in. Oh, that was a GG right there. I didn't even see a message. Just like that.
Western, man. Where is your manners?
Castle and the GG.
Yeah. It was a rough one, but I think we got to give Echo the credit. I think forward towers are extremely strong on this map, and once you feel like you don't have access to that juicy middle with the wood, you're just constantly on the back foot, aren't you? And that's an absolutely perfect example of why pre-towering your wood on this map is not a terrible idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Stuart had, or sorry, yep, I clicked that wrong. You're right. 2-1 Echo. Or sorry, it looks like Western had called that a little bit earlier and said GG. Sorry if I missed the messages, but so he at least didn't lose his manners. We'll forgive him. But yeah. But honestly, for Western to be able to even get one game out of Echo isn't terrible. On Arabia at that too. 950
Yeah.
versus 1100. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree. To beat anyone who's sort of 150, 200 elo above you is a big achievement. Alpha, don't tell people how many times you've beaten me. Okay, just keep that to yourself. But Western, I think your Arabia game was great. The transition into pikeman and the monk play, I dare say, was actually really, really good. And there's a lot of positives to take from this as well. Another thing as well, fun fact, this is the first Backseat game so far that was 2-1. And even though the Atacama game wasn't close, I think the arena game with a few adjustments in strategy could have been very, very different. So a lot of positives to take from this, and Western can definitely punch above his weight, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, most definitely. It looks like Western wants us to pop into the casters chat and give us his feedback real quick. Do you want to pop on over real quick, Sulla?
Well, Western, as long as it's family friendly.
Yeah, we got to keep it PG-13. Hello, Western.
He wants my autograph first.
What was that?
He wants my autograph first. Beat an 1800 player.
1800. Right,
hey, you got one game out of him.
Oh, bro, I just wanted to get one.
No,
I just wanted to get one game. I thought if I win one at least, I'll be happy. Then I've won the first game. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go arena. But he chose arena, then I chose the last map. I was like, oh, fuck. Because we were going to do mega random. I was like, I don't know. If we get a nomad start, I'm fucked. So we were chatting for like 15 minutes. I don't know what to fucking do, bro. But we went with this map.
Weston, I gotta ask, because I think the first game you just played really well, and that was great. But the second game, I really don't understand the castle placement.
I don't know, bro. I was just...
Was your backseat like screaming at you at this point, or?
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh, okay.
But, you know from with Ricola when he was screaming at me that time.
Who is your coach right now?
Street P. He's 1800.
Street P. Okay.
And did you find him useful in the first game? Do you feel like you played better because of the advice he gave you?
Oh fuck yeah! I haven't played shooting since I was like 400 elo. So, I didn't want to go polls because like this guy knows I play polls a lot. If you check my insights page, I think I have about 650 games now as polls. I was like, I'm not going polls. I'm going something else.
You have 650 games with the polls?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What?
Polls OP.
Well, yeah. It seemed that you seemed a bit unfamiliar with Portuguese. Is that fair to say?
First time ever playing the server.
Hashtag first time.
I didn't even know what a tutorial was. He said, keep building houses. I'm like, bro, I can make villages. He's like, no, Vittoria's.
It all makes sense.
You're just like, what is a Fatoria?
I was like, I haven't seen. Is that like a mod? What is that?
Okay. Weston, how do you feel like you're going to be doing in this tournament? Do you think you're going to be able to get to the top 8? Is that achievable?
Depends who I go against, but probably not, but in the last competition, me and Adu clapped all the way up to like third place, I think it was. So if I can get to second place in the competition, I'll be happy.
Very nice.
Doing
Very
it
nice.
that way. But I take all the credit for, and me and Adu were playing. I had to carry him, all them games. So,
Hey, well,
You must have-
everything considered, you did extremely well, Western. I'll give you that much. And I hope you do well in
Thank
your
you.
next couple of games, man.
when is the next draft coming out? Then who's that
So
coming out next days?
we've got 2 more games tomorrow, and then that's it for the first week. We're a little bit late, but a couple of people couldn't play until tomorrow.
Who's
And
playing
then
tomorrow?
hopefully we'll be releasing the next draft Monday night, Tuesday morning. But we'll update everyone. And if you guys are listening in, the advantage with this is that if you lost your first game, you're also going to be playing someone who lost their first game. If you win your first game, etc. So hopefully the kind of discrepancies that we're seeing in the first round will not take place in the second round. Fingers crossed.
Did I get 1 point for that then?
You did get 1 whole
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
Mr. Weston. So
Has anybody else like
at the
won a game
moment,
like
at
that?
the moment, no. You are
Oh, fuck.
in a league of your own, literally.
Built different.
Yeah, built different. Western
Exactly.
OP. You didn't even
Yeah.
show your strongest civ, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I was staying away from polls, bro. Then I was looking at Goffs, and I was like, I ain't touching Goffs, bro.
Oh, man.
It's been too long since I've been playing Goffs.
Alpha Man, we haven't seen any Goffs in this tournament yet. I'm genuinely shocked.
Oh my
Oh no,
gosh.
what's his face? Sorry. My words. The game you casted, he played Goffs. I forgot.
Williams played it on Portraits.
Williams played them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, who won that out of Williams and Lemmy?
Lemmy won. Lemmy won both games.
Oh shit.
Well, it sucked because Lemmy picked Bohemians by chance, and Bohemians is honestly an extreme counter pick to Goths, and I don't think Williams had much of a chance even with the with the Civ pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we do see Goths on any of these games, I will cry every single turn because I hate the Goths with a passion.
Goffs OP, bro.
And
Nothing wrong with the Goths.
And there's going to be laming left and right. I already know it.
Oh man, I don't want to see an 800 elo do some laming, man. Nobody needs to see that.
Oh my gosh! I tell you what, you lame somebody 2 boars, they lose 300 elo right off the bat.
I was reading the rules today. I was looking at the maps and stuff. I was like, "Fuck, there's no Black Forest." It's like, "Fuck," I was thinking about going Goths for that, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm definitely not going Goths now."
There is a reason for that, Mr. Weston.
Black Forest is the best map on the fucking game, right?
Oh wow, very controversial opinion.
Pros don't know what I know. That's why you should Stonewall on Arabia.
That's the
Works
only
every
logical
time.
conclusion.
I Stonewalled on Arabia once, and the guy called me a baguette and resigned. I got the clip somewhere. He came up with archers or something, and he's like, "Stone walls, you're a fucking baguette," and resigned.
Was this a 1v1?
Yeah, it was on Arabia as well.
I've seen you do that in the 2v2 Pangea tournament, and I wanted to cry.
Listen, Stonewall.
You're stonewalling your whole base, 25% of the map, and I look over at your ally's base, and it's completely destroyed from the other opponents attacking him.
Listen, I don't give a fuck about the other person's base, right? I need to get my stone walls up. I'm safe with my stone walls. Every map's arena, if you think about it.
You try hard enough. Every map's arena. You're not wrong there.
God.
I remember when I was about 600 E-line, maybe 700 E-line. And I think it was like the first sort of competition that Hermetica hosted. and I was on a team with Alpha. And he was like, "Listen, we both said we got a plan. Let's do Socotra and just, bomb it out." We're like, "Okay, go to the plan. First 10 minutes, we're fucked." Just got sorry, I got terror rush. By I think it was I can't even remember his
I don't
name
know
now,
who
but
we
I think
played, but you're right. The first
yeah,
10
we
minutes
just
of the game, it was destroyed. I was just like, oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
just said, "Is this GG?" And that's why I was like, "Bro, I never listened to your fucking plan again."
Yeah, yeah. A couple things didn't go to plan, and yeah, it went downhill pretty quick, let me tell you.
But we rose up, still here. They're not here anymore. Fuck 'em.
Who was our other ally? Do you remember? I forget his name or who it was. I don't know. Anyhow, that's for another day.
Oh,
Well, hey.
the French guy, and he couldn't turn up for like half the matches.
Yeah. We tried to
Yeah.
plan like 4 games with him. He was like, I don't know, I'm busy. Like I was like, okay. Well,
Oh,
hey,
what was his
I'm
name?
gonna end the stream
I'm
real
Gar.
quick.
Yeah,
Nice seeing you
I'm
guys.
Gar was Gar.
We're gonna. I think we want to rate a Ricola then. I could try to do that real quick, Stuart. If you want to, that'd be great. 'Cause I'm not super
Smiley's
familiar
on.
with it. I think I can figure it out too, but well, hey.
Smiley's streaming if you wanted to rate her instead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We'll
Yeah. I
we'll
think
rate Smiley.
Ricola's on as well. I think.
I don't know.
I
You
think I
pick
can check
Western.
it.
Which one do you want to pick?
Mine's up to you.
Do Ricardo because he probably misses his Bay Western.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm gonna end it. Nice of you guys sticking around for a little bit. Sorry, my dogs are barking in the background right now. They need me. I'll be right back, or I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Right now.